For millennia, various alien civilizations coexisted in a fragile balance, bound by treaties and wary of unknown threats. The Galactic Council, a loose federation of the most influential civilizations, had managed to maintain a semblance of order. However, the arrival of the Terran Federation threatened to disrupt this equilibrium. Humanity had made significant technological strides in a short span, driven by their insatiable curiosity and relentless ambition. The construction of the first faster-than-light, FTL ship, the TFS Dauntless, was a monumental achievement that catapulted humanity into the realm of interstellar travel. Captain Rachel Hernandez, a seasoned and respected leader, stood on the bridge of the Dauntless as it prepared to embark on its maiden voyage. The mission? Explore beyond the known frontier and establish contact with alien civilizations. Excitement and trepidation filled the air as the crew made final preparations. FTL drive is online and stable, Captain, reported Chief Engineer Alexei Ivanov, his voice tinged with both pride and nervousness. All systems are green, Captain. We're ready to make history, added Lieutenant Sarah Collins, the ship's communications officer. Very well, Hernandez said, her voice steady and calm. Engage FTL drive. Let's see what's out there. With a brilliant flash, the Dauntless leapt into the unknown, leaving the Sol system behind. As the ship traveled through the swirling vortex of hyperspace, the crew couldn't help but wonder what awaited them. The galaxy was vast, and they were but a single ship venturing into its depths. After several days of travel, the Dauntless emerged from hyperspace near a distant star system. Scanners quickly picked up signs of advanced technology. Hernandez ordered the ship to approach cautiously, aware that first contact would be critical in shaping humanity's reputation. Captain, we're detecting a fleet of ships heading our way, Collins reported. Their design is unlike anything we've seen before. On screen, Hernandez commanded. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a formation of sleek, angular ships adorned with intricate patterns. They moved with precision and purpose, clearly a military formation. Open a channel, Hernandez instructed. Let's introduce ourselves. This is Captain Rachel Hernandez of the Terran Federation starship Dauntless. We come in peace and seek to establish diplomatic relations. For a moment, there was only silence. Then the screen shifted to show the bridge of one of the alien ships. A tall, imposing figure with reptilian features and iridescent scales addressed them. I am Commander Zaroth of the Draconis Empire. Your presence here is unexpected, humans. State your intentions. We wish to explore the galaxy and form peaceful relations with other civilizations, Hernandez replied. We have no hostile intentions. Commander Zaroth's eyes narrowed. We shall see. Prepare to be boarded for inspection. Hernandez glanced at her crew, sensing their unease. Understood, Commander Zaroth. We will comply. As the alien boarding party arrived, tension filled the air. The Dauntless crew watched warily as the Draconis soldiers inspected their ship, their expressions unreadable. Hours passed, and finally, Zaroth returned to the screen. Your technology is impressive, he admitted, but your intentions remain to be proven. You will follow us to the nearest outpost where the Galactic Council will decide your fate. Representatives from the galaxy's most powerful civilizations gathered in the Grand Chamber. The Draconis Empire, known for its militaristic prowess and strict code of honor, was represented by Commander Zaroth. The Andorian Coalition, a federation of planets renowned for their technological advancements and diplomatic expertise, sent their esteemed diplomat, Arya Valen. The Zalkari Dominion, a secretive and cunning race with a history of subterfuge, was represented by the enigmatic counselor Threx. As the session commenced, holographic images of the Dauntless and its crew were projected into the chamber. Murmurs of surprise and curiosity echoed through the hall. Order, order, called High Chancellor Lauren, an elder statesman from the neutral planet of Viridia. We are gathered here to discuss the emergence of the Terran Federation and their recent encounter with the Draconis Empire. Commander Zaroth, please present your report. Zaroth stood, his imposing figure casting a long shadow. The humans possess advanced technology, particularly in their FTL capabilities. Their intentions appear peaceful, but we cannot afford to be complacent. I recommend further investigation and a cautious approach. Arya Valen rose next, her voice calm and measured. The Andorian Coalition believes that humanity's rapid advancement presents both a potential threat and an opportunity. We should seek to understand their culture and capabilities better. Diplomatic engagement is essential. Councillor Threx's eyes glinted with suspicion as he spoke. The Zalkari Dominion has always advocated for caution. Humans are an unknown variable. We must consider the possibility that they harbor hidden agendas. Their arrival could destabilize the delicate balance we have maintained for centuries. The debate raged on, with representatives from lesser-known civilizations voicing their concerns and hopes. Some saw humanity as a potential ally against common threats, while others feared their impact on the status quo. As the discussion continued, the Terran delegation arrived on Andoria Prime. Ambassador John Lawson, a seasoned diplomat with a knack for navigating complex political landscapes, led the team. He was accompanied by Dr. Emily Carter, a renowned xenobiologist, and Commander Marcus Drake, a decorated military strategist. The delegation was escorted to the council chamber, where they were met with a mix of curiosity and skepticism. Lawson stepped forward, his demeanor confident, yet respectful. Honored members of the Galactic Council, I am Ambassador John Lawson of the Terran Federation. We come in peace and seek to establish mutually beneficial relations with your esteemed civilizations. Chancellor Lauren nodded. Welcome, Ambassador Lawson. Your arrival has sparked much debate. We seek to understand your intentions and capabilities. Please, share with us your vision for the future. Lawson began his presentation, outlining humanity's achievements and aspirations. He spoke of exploration, cooperation, and the desire to learn from the galaxy's diverse cultures. As he spoke, he sensed the Council's mood shifting from suspicion to cautious interest. Dr. Carter followed, presenting her research on the potential for scientific collaboration. She highlighted the benefits of shared knowledge in areas such as medicine, technology, and environmental sustainability. Finally, Commander Drake addressed the Council, emphasizing humanity's commitment to peace and security. He acknowledged the military skirmish with the Draconis Empire and assured the Council that humanity sought to avoid further conflicts. The session concluded with Chancellor Lauren calling for a recess to allow the representatives to deliberate. As the Terran delegation left the chamber, Lawson felt a glimmer of hope. The path to acceptance would be fraught with challenges, but the first steps had been taken. The fleet comprised a diverse array of ships, each designed for specific roles in exploration, defense, and support. The TFS Valiant and TFS Resolute, sister ships to the Dauntless, were heavily armed cruisers equipped with the latest in energy weaponry and defensive shields. Accompanying them were the TFS Pathfinder, a specialized reconnaissance vessel, and the TFS Medusa, a robust supply ship capable of sustaining the fleet on long missions. Status report, Hernandez commanded, her voice steady and authoritative. All ships report ready, Admiral, replied Commander Lee, her second in command. Fleet systems are nominal, and our long-range sensors are operational. Good, Hernandez said, nodding. Set course for the outer rim. It's time to show the galaxy what humanity is capable of. As the fleet moved into position, the Dauntless led the formation, its sleek, powerful frame cutting through the void of space. The bridge crew worked seamlessly, each officer focused on their duties. The hum of the ship's engines provided a steady backdrop to their operations. Admiral, we're picking up an unidentified signal on the edge of our sensor range, reported Lieutenant Collins, the ship's communications officer. It appears to be a distress call. Source? Hernandez asked, her brow furrowing. Unknown, ma'am. The signal is faint, but it seems to be coming from a nearby star system. Plot a course, Lieutenant. We can't ignore a potential call for help. As the fleet adjusted its trajectory, the tension on the bridge was palpable. First contact with another species had gone less than smoothly, and the possibility of encountering an unknown threat weighed heavily on everyone's mind. Entering the system now, Admiral, Collins announced, visuals coming online. The view screen displayed a desolate star system dominated by a dying red sun. In orbit around a barren planet was a lone alien ship, its hull scarred and battered. It was unlike any design they had seen before, a patchwork of metal and technology that seemed barely functional. Life signs? Hernandez inquired. Faint but present, replied Dr. Emily Carter, the ship's chief medical officer who had joined the bridge for the mission. Prepare a boarding party, Hernandez ordered. Commander Lee, you have the bridge. I'll lead this mission myself. Within minutes, Hernandez and a team of heavily armed Marines boarded a shuttle and made their way to the alien vessel. As they approached, they could see the extent of the damage, hull breaches, exposed wiring, and signs of a recent battle. The shuttle docked, and the boarding team moved swiftly through the airlock. Inside, the ship was dark and cold, the life support systems barely functioning. They navigated the narrow corridors, weapons at the ready, until they reached what appeared to be the bridge. There, slumped in a chair, was the lone survivor, an alien with greenish skin and large, reflective eyes. It looked up weakly as Hernandez approached, its breathing labored. "Help! Us!" It rasped in a language the universal translator barely managed to parse. "We're here to help," Hernandez assured it. "What happened to your ship?" "Attacked by pirates. Need repairs. Crew taken," the alien gasped before losing consciousness. "Dr. Carter, get him stabilized," Hernandez ordered. "We'll tow this ship back to the Dauntless and see what we can do." As they worked to save the alien, Hernandez couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. The galaxy was full of mysteries and dangers, and humanity would need to be prepared for anything. The revelation of the Blood Claw's proximity posed an immediate threat. Admiral Hernandez convened a strategy meeting with her senior officers and Keldor. "Keldor, we need to understand the Blood Claw's tactics and strengths," Hernandez said. "Your insights could be crucial." Keldor, still weak but resolute, nodded. "The Blood Claws are ruthless and well-organized. They operate from a hidden base in the asteroid belt of the Xanthari system. Their leader, Korga, is a former military commander who thrives on chaos and plunder." Commander Lee examined the star charts. "The Xanthari system is only a few jumps away. If we act swiftly, we might catch them off guard." Hernandez turned to Keldor. "Would your people be willing to assist us? An alliance could benefit both of our civilizations." Keldor considered the proposal. "The Zarnathi are a peaceful race, but we cannot allow the Blood Claws to continue their reign of terror. I will communicate with my people. They will support this endeavor." With the decision made, the Terran fleet set course for the Xanthari system, accompanied by a small contingent of Zarnathi ships. The journey was tense, with everyone preparing for the inevitable clash. Hernandez knew that this battle would be a critical test of humanity's resolve and capability to forge alliances. As they approached the Xanthari system, the fleet went to battle stations. The asteroid belt loomed ahead, a chaotic field of tumbling rocks and hidden dangers. The Blood Claw's base was somewhere within, its exact location concealed by the dense asteroid clusters. "Activate stealth protocols," Hernandez ordered. "We need to get as close as possible without alerting them." The fleet's advanced cloaking technology allowed them to slip through the asteroid field undetected. As they neared the suspected coordinates of the pirate base, the tension was palpable. "Admiral, we have visual on the base," reported Lieutenant Collins. "It's built into a large asteroid. We're detecting multiple ships docked and significant defensive emplacements." Hernandez studied the tactical display. "Prepare to engage. Commander Lee, take the Valiant and flank their position. The Dauntless will lead the assault. Keldor, coordinate with your ships to provide support fire." The battle commenced with a precise and devastating strike. The Dauntless unleashed a barrage of torpedoes targeting the base's defensive turrets. Explosions rippled across the asteroid's surface, and the pirate ships scrambled to launch. "All units, engage at will," Hernandez commanded. The space around the asteroid belt erupted into chaos. Terran and Zarnathi ships weaved through the debris, engaging the Blood Claws in a fierce firefight. The Dauntless took the brunt of the initial assault, its shields flaring under the impact of enemy fire. "Korga's flagship is breaking from the base," shouted Collins. "They're trying to escape." "Not on my watch," Hernandez growled. "Pursue and disable their engines." The Dauntless surged forward, its weapons blazing. The pirate flagship, a heavily armored cruiser, returned fire with relentless fury. The two ships danced a deadly waltz through the asteroid field, each maneuvering for the upper hand. "Target their engines and fire," Hernandez ordered. The Dauntless's main cannons unleashed a concentrated blast, striking the pirate ship's engines. The cruiser shuddered and slowed, its propulsion systems crippled. "Boarding teams, prepare to launch," Hernandez said. "We need Korga alive." As the Terran delegation prepared for the journey, Ambassador John Lawson reviewed his notes. He was aware that this meeting would be a pivotal moment for humanity. Alongside him were Dr. Emily Carter, who had developed a close rapport with Keldor, and Commander Marcus Drake, who would provide a military perspective. The journey to Andoria Prime was swift, and the Terran delegation arrived at the Galactic Council's headquarters, a sprawling complex of crystalline spires and floating platforms. They were greeted by representatives from various civilizations, each with their own agenda and perspective on humanity. "Welcome, Ambassador Lawson," said Arya Valen, the Andorian diplomat who had become an unexpected ally. "The Council is eager to hear your proposals." Lawson nodded, appreciating her support. "Thank you, Arya. We hope to demonstrate our commitment to peace and cooperation." As they entered the Grand Chamber, Lawson felt the weight of countless eyes upon him. The Council's hall was a vast amphitheater, filled with delegates from every corner of the galaxy. Holographic projections of distant worlds and alien faces added to the sense of gravity. Chancellor Loran, presiding over the session, called for order. "Ambassador Lawson of the Terran Federation, you may present your case." Lawson stepped forward, his voice steady and clear. "Honored members of the Galactic Council, we come before you not as conquerors, but as explorers. Humanity seeks to contribute to the collective knowledge and security of the galaxy. We believe that through cooperation, we can achieve greater prosperity and understanding." He outlined humanity's technological advancements, their desire for peaceful exploration, and their willingness to share knowledge. Dr. Carter followed with a detailed presentation on the potential for scientific collaboration, emphasizing medical breakthroughs and environmental preservation. Commander Drake then took the floor, addressing the security concerns. "The Terran Federation is committed to the defense of peace. Our recent actions against the Blood Claws demonstrate our capability and resolve. We stand ready to support the Galactic Council in maintaining stability and countering threats." Keldor, now fully recovered, stood to speak. "The Zarnathi have witnessed humanity's bravery and compassion. They saved my life and fought alongside us against a common enemy. I vouch for their integrity and urge the Council to welcome them as allies." The chamber buzzed with discussion as the delegates absorbed the presentations. Some, like Arya Valen and her coalition, were visibly impressed. Others, including Councillor Threx of the Zalkari Dominion, remained skeptical. Chancellor Loran called for a recess to allow for private deliberations. As the Terran delegation stepped out, Lawson felt cautiously optimistic. They had made their case. Now it was up to the Council. Despite Lawson's efforts, factions within the Galactic Council harbored deep-seated distrust towards humanity. In the dimly lit corridors of Andoria Prime, shadowy figures conspired. The Zalkari Dominion, with its history of manipulation and intrigue, was determined to undermine the Terran Federation's bid for acceptance. Councillor Threx met with several key figures from species wary of humanity's rapid rise. Among them was General Torak of the Draconis Empire, whose military prowess was matched only by his suspicion of new powers. "Humanity's growth threatens the balance of power," Threx argued. "They must be contained before they disrupt our way of life." General Torak nodded. Their actions against the Blood Claws were impressive, but they could just as easily turn their weapons against us. Threx leaned closer, his eyes gleaming. "We must act swiftly and decisively. I propose a covert operation to provoke the humans into a conflict, demonstrating their true nature to the Council." Torak considered this. "What do you suggest?" "A staged attack," Threx replied, "designed to appear as though the Terrans initiated an unprovoked assault on a neutral world. We will provide the necessary evidence to the Council, forcing them to reconsider humanity's intentions." Meanwhile, back on Earth, the Terran Federation remained unaware of the brewing conspiracy. Admiral Hernandez was overseeing the reconstruction of the fleet and the integration of new technologies gleaned from their recent encounters. The mood was one of cautious optimism, tempered by the knowledge that the galaxy was a volatile place. In the midst of these efforts, an encrypted message arrived for Hernandez. It was from an anonymous source within the Zalkari Dominion, warning of a plot against the Federation. The details were vague, but the threat was clear. Forces were moving to provoke a conflict that could discredit humanity. Hernandez immediately convened a meeting with Lawson, Carter, and Drake. "We have credible information about a plot to frame us for an attack," she said. "We need to identify the target and prevent this from happening." "Do we know who is behind this?" Lawson asked. "The message points to elements within the Zalkari Dominion," Hernandez replied. "They're orchestrating this to turn the Council against us." Drake clenched his fists. "We need to act quickly and covertly. If we can uncover and expose their plan, it might be enough to turn the tide in our favor." The team devised a strategy to gather intelligence and monitor potential targets. They reached out to their allies within the Council, including Arya Valen, to discreetly spread the word and garner support. Every move was made with the utmost caution, as they navigated the labyrinthine politics of the galaxy. As the deadline approached, Hernandez received another tip-off. The attack would target the peaceful world of Viridia, a symbol of neutrality and diplomacy. The plan was to stage an assault that would implicate the Terran fleet, painting them as aggressors. The Dauntless, along with a select task force, was dispatched to Viridia under the guise of a diplomatic mission. They arrived just in time to detect a fleet of disguised ships preparing to launch their assault. "All hands, battle stations," Hernandez ordered. "We must intercept and disable those ships without causing undue damage to Viridia." The ensuing battle was intense and precise. The Terran ships, using their advanced targeting systems, managed to neutralize the attackers with minimal collateral damage. During the skirmish, they captured several enemy vessels and their crews, securing vital evidence of the Zalkari plot. With the attackers subdued, Hernandez transmitted a priority message to the Galactic Council, presenting the captured evidence and calling for an emergency session. The intercepted communications and confessions from the captured crews painted a damning picture of the Zalkari's machinations. As the council reconvened, the mood was electric. Chancellor Lauren, visibly troubled, addressed the assembly. "The evidence presented by the Terran Federation is compelling. It appears that certain elements within the Zalkari Dominion sought to provoke a conflict and frame humanity for an unprovoked attack. Threx, cornered and exposed, attempted to deflect blame, but the weight of the evidence was overwhelming. The Council voted to censure the Zalkari Dominion and initiated steps to strengthen diplomatic ties with the Terran Federation. Amid the fallout, the Terran delegation stood united. They had weathered the storm of intrigue and emerged stronger, proving their worthiness as a member of the galactic community. The calm of the Proxima Centauri colony, a beacon of human ingenuity and hope, was shattered by the sudden and brutal assault of the Zalkari Dominion. The attack came without warning, a calculated move by the Zalkari to destabilize humanity's expansion and assert their dominance. Admiral Hernandez, aboard the TFS Dauntless, received the distress call just as the fleet was completing routine maneuvers near the asteroid belt. The urgency in the message was unmistakable. The colony was under siege, and its defenses were quickly being overwhelmed. "Set a course for Proxima Centauri, maximum speed," Hernandez commanded. "All ships, prepare for combat. We need to protect our people." The fleet jumped to FTL, racing against time to reach the besieged colony. As they emerged from hyperspace, the scene was chaotic. The Zalkari warships, sleek and deadly, were laying waste to the colony's infrastructure, their weapons cutting through the meager defenses with ruthless efficiency. "Engage the enemy immediately," Hernandez ordered. "Focus fire on their lead ships and protect the colony at all costs." The Terran fleet sprang into action. The Dauntless led the charge, its powerful weapons blazing as it targeted the Zalkari flagship. The TFS Valiant and TFS Resolute flanked the Dauntless, their combined firepower creating a formidable wall of destruction. The initial engagement was fierce. The Zalkari, though taken aback by the rapid response, fought back with ferocity. The sky above the colony lit up with the exchange of laser fire and missile strikes, debris from destroyed ships raining down like a deadly meteor shower. Hernandez, calm and focused, directed her forces with precision. Valiant, cut off their retreat route. Resolute, provide cover for the evacuation shuttles. We need to get the civilians to safety. As the battle raged, the tide began to turn. The Terran ships, utilizing superior tactics and advanced targeting systems, began to break the Zalkari formations. The flagship of the Zalkari, heavily damaged, attempted to retreat, but the Dauntless pursued relentlessly. "Target their engines and disable them," Hernandez ordered. With a final, decisive volley, the Dauntless struck the Zalkari flagship's engines, crippling the ship and forcing its surrender. The remaining Zalkari vessels, seeing their leader incapacitated, retreated into the depths of space. "Cease fire and secure the area," Hernandez commanded. "We need to assess the damage and assist the colony." Ambassador John Lawson found himself at the center of a political maelstrom. Summoned to an emergency session of the Council, he prepared to face a barrage of questions and accusations. The Grand Chamber buzzed with tension as representatives from various civilizations took their seats, their expressions a mix of concern and curiosity. "Ambassador Lawson, you are aware of the gravity of the situation," Chancellor Loren began, his tone measured but firm. "The attack on Proxima Centauri and your fleet's response have far-reaching consequences. We need to understand your perspective and your intentions." Lawson stood, his demeanor calm and resolute. "Honored members of the Council, the attack on Proxima Centauri was an unprovoked act of aggression by the Zalkari Dominion. Our response was necessary to protect innocent lives and defend our colony. We acted in self-defense and with the aim of preserving peace." Councillor Threx, visibly agitated, interrupted. "Self-defense? Your actions were those of a military power flexing its muscles. How can we be sure that humanity will not turn its weapons on us next?" Lawson met Threx's gaze steadily. "We have no desire for conflict. Our actions are driven by the need to protect our people and ensure stability. We seek to be partners in peace, not adversaries." Arya Valen, the Andorian diplomat, rose to support Lawson. "Ambassador Lawson has consistently demonstrated humanity's commitment to diplomacy and cooperation. The actions at Proxima Centauri were regrettable but necessary. We must focus on preventing further aggression and fostering understanding." The debate intensified, with voices rising and emotions flaring. The Council members were deeply divided, their opinions shaped by centuries of interstellar politics and past conflicts. Some called for immediate sanctions against the Zalkari Dominion, while others urged caution and further investigation. Amid the heated discussions, a message arrived from Admiral Hernandez. The Dauntless had intercepted communications indicating that the Zalkari were planning further strikes, targeting key colonies and trade routes to destabilize the region. Lawson presented this evidence to the Council. "This is not an isolated incident. The Zalkari Dominion seeks to sow chaos and disrupt our efforts for peace. We must act decisively to prevent further bloodshed." The Council chamber fell into a tense silence as the members absorbed the gravity of the situation. Chancellor Loren, recognizing the need for unity, called for a vote on the proposed measures: increased security patrols, coordinated defense efforts, and diplomatic pressure on the Zalkari Dominion to cease their aggressive actions. The vote was close, but ultimately, the Council agreed to support the Terran Federation's call for collective security measures. It was a significant victory for humanity, solidifying their position within the galactic community and demonstrating their commitment to peace and stability. Voss's journey took him deep into the heart of Zalkari space. Disguised as a trader, he navigated the bustling and treacherous marketplaces of Zalkar Prime, the Dominion's capital. The city was a labyrinth of narrow streets and towering structures, teeming with merchants, mercenaries, and spies. Using his network of contacts, Voss arranged a meeting with an informant known only as the Whisper, a shadowy figure with connections to the highest echelons of the Zalkari government. The Whisper had agreed to meet in a secluded cantina, where the noise and chaos provided the perfect cover for their clandestine conversation. "You're taking a great risk meeting with me," the Whisper said, their voice barely audible over the din. "The risk is worth it," Voss replied, sliding a small data chip across the table. "This contains information on a secure communication channel. Use it to send me everything you have on the assassination plot." The Whisper hesitated, then nodded. The Dominion is planning something big. They're targeting the upcoming Galactic Summit on Andoria Prime. If successful, it will throw the entire galaxy into chaos. As Voss left the cantina, he knew time was of the essence. He transmitted the information back to Earth, where Admiral Hernandez and Ambassador Lawson immediately began to mobilize their resources. The Galactic Summit was only days away, and they had to act quickly to thwart the Zelkari's plan. Meanwhile, on Andoria Prime, security preparations for the summit intensified. Unbeknownst to the delegates, a small team of elite Terran operatives had been deployed to work alongside Andorian security forces. Their mission? Identify and neutralize any threats before they could strike. As the summit commenced, tensions ran high. Delegates from across the galaxy gathered to discuss trade, security, and cooperation. Ambassador Lawson mingled with representatives, maintaining a calm facade while his mind raced with the knowledge of the impending danger. In the shadows, Voss and his team worked tirelessly, scanning for signs of the Zelkari operatives. Their vigilance paid off when they intercepted a group of Zelkari agents attempting to smuggle weapons into the summit venue. "All units, move in," Voss commanded through his earpiece. A swift and silent operation ensued. The Terran operatives, with their Andorian allies, neutralized the Zelkari agents, preventing a devastating attack. The captured agents were interrogated, revealing crucial details about the larger plot. With the immediate threat averted, Hernandez and Lawson took the evidence to the Galactic Council. The Zelkari's involvement was undeniable, and the Council was forced to take action. Sanctions were imposed on the Zelkari Dominion, and efforts to dismantle their espionage networks intensified. The successful operation not only prevented a catastrophe, but also strengthened the bond between humanity and its allies. The Terran Federation's reputation as a formidable force for peace and justice grew, earning them respect and admiration across the galaxy. Desperate to force humanity's hand and retaliate for their foiled assassination plot, the Zelkari Dominion launched a bold and audacious assault on Andoria Prime, the heart of the Galactic Council. The attack was meticulously planned, catching the Council and its defenders off guard. The Zelkari fleet, led by the imposing dreadnought Zarak Thul, emerged from hyperspace on the outskirts of the Andoria system. Their ships, bristling with weaponry, advanced with a single objective: to lay siege to Andoria Prime and cripple the Council. Alarms blared across Andoria Prime as the planetary defense forces scrambled to respond. The Andorian fleet, though valiant, was vastly outnumbered and outgunned. The situation looked dire until the Terran fleet, led by Admiral Hernandez aboard the TFS Dauntless, arrived to reinforce their allies. "All ships, form up and prepare for combat," Hernandez ordered. "We must hold the line until reinforcements arrive." The battle erupted in the space above Andoria Prime, a spectacle of destruction and heroism. The Dauntless and its sister ships spearheaded the defense, their advanced weaponry and shields proving crucial in holding back the Zelkari onslaught. On the planet's surface, chaos reigned. The Galactic Council's headquarters, a symbol of unity and diplomacy, became a fortress as ground forces prepared to repel any potential invasion. Ambassador Lawson, now acting as a liaison between the Council and the military, coordinated efforts to protect the delegates and maintain order. "Admiral Hernandez, the Zelkari are targeting our defense platforms," reported Commander Lee. "We need to divert more ships to protect them." "Understood, Commander. Valiant, resolute, provide cover for the defense platforms. Dauntless will engage the Zarak Thul directly," Hernandez responded. The Dauntless charged towards the Zarak Thul, its weapons blazing. The two flagships exchanged devastating volleys, each trying to outmaneuver the other. The space around them lit up with explosions as smaller ships clashed in a deadly ballet. Meanwhile, on the ground, Voss and his team of operatives worked to secure key installations and protect vital infrastructure. The Zelkari had deployed ground troops in an attempt to sow further chaos, but the coordinated defense efforts by the Terrans and Andorians thwarted their plans. As the battle raged on, it became clear that the tide was turning in favor of the defenders. The Zelkari, despite their initial advantage, were unprepared for the tenacity and coordination of the combined forces arrayed against them. The Dauntless, in a final daring maneuver, managed to cripple the Zarak Thul's main engines, leaving it vulnerable to a concentrated assault. "Now's our chance," Hernandez declared. "All ships, focus fire on the Zarak Thul." The combined firepower of the Terran and Andorian fleets overwhelmed the Zarak Thul, leading to its catastrophic destruction. With their flagship destroyed and their forces in disarray, the remaining Zalkari ships retreated, disappearing into hyperspace. Cheers erupted across Andoria Prime as the defenders realized they had won. The siege was broken and the Zalkari threat had been repelled. The victory, hard-fought and costly, cemented the alliance between humanity and its allies. With evidence of Zalkari treachery laid bare, the Galactic Council united against the common threat. The destruction of the Zarak Thul and the repulsion of the siege on Andoria Prime had galvanized the member civilizations. Humanity had proven its worth as a stalwart defender of peace and stability, and alliances that had been tentative now solidified with determination. The combined fleet of the Galactic Council, now including significant contributions from the Terran Federation, the Andorian Coalition, the Draconis Empire, and even smaller civilizations, prepared for a decisive confrontation. Intelligence reports indicated that the Zalkari Dominion was regrouping at their homeworld, Zalkar Prime, amassing their remaining forces for a last stand. Admiral Hernandez stood on the bridge of the Dauntless, her gaze fixed on the star map displaying the route to Zalkar Prime. Beside her were Commander Lee, Lieutenant Collins, and the rest of her trusted crew. "All ships are in formation and ready for the jump to hyperspace, Admiral," Collins reported. Hernandez nodded. "This is it, the final push. We must ensure the Zalkari Dominion can no longer threaten the peace of the galaxy." The order was given, and the massive fleet surged into hyperspace, the stars stretching into lines as they traversed the void. The journey was tense, each crew member knowing the stakes of the battle to come. As they emerged from hyperspace near Zalkar Prime, the sheer scale of the Zalkari defenses became apparent. Orbital platforms, swarms of fighter ships, and a vast array of capital ships stood between the Galactic Council fleet and the planet. "All units, engage at will," Hernandez commanded. The battle erupted with ferocity. The Dauntless led the charge, its weapons blazing as it carved a path through the enemy lines. The fleet, a diverse array of ships from various species, moved with precision and coordination, each unit playing to its strengths. The TFS Valiant and Resolute flanked the Dauntless, providing cover and unleashing devastating barrages against the Zalkari cruisers. Andorian frigates darted through the chaos, their advanced shielding absorbing enemy fire as they delivered pinpoint strikes. In the midst of the battle, Hernandez received a transmission from the Andorian flagship. "Admiral Hernandez, this is Arya Valen. We've identified a weakness in the Zalkari formation. Their command ship is exposed. If we take it out, their fleet will be in disarray." "Understood, Arya. We'll focus our efforts on that target," Hernandez replied. The Dauntless and its escorts shifted their focus, pushing towards the Zalkari command ship. The Zalkari forces, realizing the threat, redoubled their efforts to protect their leader. But the coordinated assault by the Galactic Council fleet was unstoppable. With a series of precise strikes, the Dauntless disabled the Zalkari command ship's engines and weapons. As the ship drifted, powerless, the remaining Zalkari forces began to falter, their formation breaking apart under the relentless assault. "All ships, press the advantage. Do not let up." Hernandez's voice rang through the comms. The combined fleet surged forward, overwhelming the Zalkari defenses and securing victory. As the last of the Zalkari ships were disabled or destroyed, cheers erupted across the fleet. The battle was won. Hernandez, now temporarily stationed on the ground command ship, addressed the assembled forces. "Today, we strike at the heart of the Zalkari Dominion. Their leaders have brought nothing but chaos and destruction. We fight not just for victory, but for the future of a peaceful galaxy." The ground assault began with a coordinated drop of troops and mechanized units onto key locations around the Zalkari capital. The landscape was rugged and fortified, but the combined expertise of the Galactic Council's forces made headway. General Torak's Draconis troops, known for their fearsome combat skills and discipline, led the charge through the fortified outskirts. Andorian units, utilizing their advanced technology and strategic prowess, provided support and logistics, ensuring a steady advance. Hernandez's role was crucial in maintaining communication and coordination between the diverse forces. General Thalra, we need your units to take out those artillery positions. They're hindering our advance. Understood, Admiral, Thalra responded. We'll neutralize those positions immediately. As the battle progressed, the Zalkari defenders fought with desperation, but the relentless advance of the Galactic Council forces was unstoppable. The final push towards the Zalkari command center was met with fierce resistance, but the determination and cooperation of the Allied forces proved too much for the defenders. Inside the Zalkari command center, the atmosphere was one of chaos and fear. Zalkari leaders, realizing the inevitability of their defeat, attempted to flee or hide. Admiral Hernandez, leading a strike team, penetrated the heart of the command center. Hernandez and her team stormed the central chamber, where the Zalkari High Command had barricaded themselves. "This ends now," she declared, her weapon trained on the Zalkari leader. The leader, a tall and imposing figure named Draxon, sneered. "You may have won this battle, human, but the spirit of the Zalkari will never be broken." "Your spirit may endure," Hernandez replied, "but your reign of terror ends today." With a swift, coordinated strike, Hernandez's team subdued the remaining Zalkari leaders, effectively decapitating the Dominion's command structure. The Battle of Zalkar Prime was over, and the Galactic Council had emerged victorious. As the dust settled, the Allied forces worked to secure and stabilize the region. Humanitarian efforts were initiated to help the civilian population recover from the conflict, and plans were laid for the reconstruction of Zalkari society under new, more peaceful leadership. The defeat of the Zalkari Dominion marked the dawn of a new era in the galaxy. With the Zalkari leadership dismantled and their military forces in disarray, the Galactic Council turned its attention to the monumental task of rebuilding and fostering stability. Admiral Hernandez and Ambassador Lawson played pivotal roles in the reconstruction efforts. The Dauntless, now a symbol of resilience and unity, became the command center for humanitarian missions and diplomatic initiatives. The ship's once war-torn corridors now buzzed with activity as engineers, diplomats, and scientists collaborated on the ground and in orbit. On Zalkar Prime, the transition from tyranny to peace was fraught with challenges. The Zalkari people, long oppressed by their leaders, were wary but hopeful. The Galactic Council, with the help of the Terran Federation, established a provisional government to oversee the transition and ensure the protection of civil rights. General Talra of the Andorian Coalition spearheaded the efforts to restore infrastructure. Her teams worked tirelessly to repair damaged cities, rebuild schools, and reopen hospitals. "We must focus on the future," she often reminded her teams. "Every brick we lay is a step towards a better tomorrow." Hernandez, overseeing the security aspects, ensured that rogue elements and remnants of the Zalkari military did not disrupt the rebuilding efforts. She coordinated with former Zalkari officers who had opposed the Dominion's oppressive regime, integrating them into the new security forces to maintain order and build trust among the populace. Ambassador Lawson, meanwhile, led the diplomatic charge, fostering dialogue between the Zalkari and other member civilizations of the Galactic Council. He organized forums and cultural exchanges to promote understanding and cooperation. "The wounds of war are deep," he said during a speech in the newly established Council Hall on Zalkar Prime. "But through mutual respect and shared goals, we can heal and grow stronger together." Back on Earth, the Terran Federation celebrated its pivotal role in the galactic community. New opportunities for trade, technology exchange, and cultural enrichment emerged as humanity embraced its place among the stars. The Federation invested heavily in scientific research and exploration, inspired by the potential for discovery and collaboration. Dr. Emily Carter, who had forged strong bonds with the Zarnathi and other species, led joint research projects focusing on medical advancements and environmental sustainability. Her work was pivotal in addressing the ecological damage caused by the war and ensuring a healthier future for all. With the war behind them, humanity and its allies turned their gaze to the stars, driven by a renewed sense of purpose and hope. The Terran Federation, now a respected member of the Galactic Council, embarked on a new era of exploration and discovery. Admiral Hernandez was appointed to lead the Galactic Exploration Initiative, a joint effort to chart uncharted territories and uncover the mysteries of the galaxy. The Dauntless, refitted with the latest in exploration technology, was at the forefront of this mission. The ship's crew, a diverse assembly of humans and aliens, represented the spirit of cooperation that had come to define this new age. "Set course for the Andromeda Expanse," Hernandez ordered. "Let's see what wonders await us." The Dauntless embarked on its journey, venturing into the unknown. Alongside it were ships from various civilizations, each contributing their unique strengths and perspectives. The mission was not just about exploration. It was about forging bonds and learning from each other. One of the first stops was the Luminara Nebula, a region of space known for its breathtaking beauty and mysterious phenomena. Scientists and explorers from the Galactic Council set up research stations, eager to unlock the nebula's secrets. Dr. Carter led a team studying the unique properties of the nebula's energy fields, which held potential for new technological advancements. Ambassador Lawson continued his diplomatic efforts, visiting newly discovered civilizations and inviting them to join the Galactic Council. His charisma and genuine respect for other cultures made him a beloved figure, bridging gaps and fostering friendships. On one of these diplomatic missions, Lawson encountered the Thalorian Republic, a civilization with a rich history of art and philosophy. Impressed by their cultural achievements, he proposed a cultural exchange program. "Through understanding and appreciation of our differences, we become stronger," he said during a Thalorian festival, surrounded by vibrant displays of art and music. Back on Earth, the Terran Federation thrived. The lessons learned from their galactic interactions spurred advancements in science, medicine, and environmental sustainability. Cities became more integrated with nature, and technology was harnessed to improve the quality of life for all. Admiral Hernandez, during one of her rare visits to Earth, addressed a gathering at the United Earth headquarters. "Our journey among the stars has taught us that we are not alone, and that together we can achieve greatness. The galaxy is vast, and there is much to learn, much to explore. We are only at the beginning." As the Dauntless and its allied ships continued their voyage, they encountered wonders and challenges alike. From ancient ruins on distant planets to new forms of life in unexplored systems, each discovery added to the tapestry of knowledge and understanding. The Galactic Exploration Initiative became a beacon of hope and progress, symbolizing the limitless potential of cooperation and unity. The phrase, "Please don't provoke the humans," evolved from a warning to a testament of humanity's commitment to peace and exploration.